I just need one more shot. Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah.
This week didn't just feel different. It felt like something was shifting beneath the surface. Like the ground quietly moving while everyone above pretend to stand still. Maybe you felt it too. That tension pulsing through every clip, every photo, every awkward silence that landed online. It's like the more people tried to act normal, the more obvious it became that nothing about this week was normal. I started noticing it in the way Justin Bieber's voice cracked during his confession. He wasn't just talking about pain. He was performing the act of being okay. Even as his words betrayed him, he said it so simply. It hurts to laugh, to talk, to sing. But there was a layer underneath, the kind of exhaustion that seeps in when you're running on empty and everyone expects you to keep going. The world watches fall play over and over as the physical stumble could explain the emotional unraveling that followed. But it wasn't just about a bruised rib or a lost rehearsal. It was about a person trying to convince everyone, maybe even himself, that he could push through. And as the days passed, that act became harder to believe. Fans noticed it, too. The comments came quick. He looked tired, not hurt. The exhaustion in his eyes, the way he pressed on as if stopping was never an option. It's a strange thing to witness someone so public, so familiar, suddenly look so vulnerable. The conversations online shifted from concern to deeper questions. Should he rest? Should he step back? Is anyone actually listening to what he's really saying? And then came the birthday. Hailey planned everything. The kind of celebration that looks perfect in photos. Flowers, candles, friends gathered around the table. But the only seat that really matters stayed empty. Justin was seen everywhere else that week laughing, performing, posting, but not where everyone expected him most. It didn't feel like a scheduling conflict. It felt like a statement no one wanted to read aloud. The silence between two people can be louder than the noise of 1,000 strangers. Some fans were quick to point out, you don't skip your partner's birthday unless something is seriously off. Others notice how Hailey carried herself, calm and composed, as if she'd learned how to hold together nights that didn't quite go as planned. Watching their lives unfold in separate corners of the same world, you start to see the spaces between them. The ways public appearances become performances and private moments become mysteries. And while the internet spun itself into data frenzy, another story slipped quietly into the mix. Selena Gomez sitting in a nail salon eating a happy meal. It should have been unremarkable, just a girl taking a break. But the world watched, dissected, argued, and somehow turned a simple moment into a trending headline. Some call for a boycott. Others defend her right to live without scrutiny. Yet, it was her body language that stood out. Relaxed, unbothered, untouched by the waves of drama building online. In a world where every move is analyzed, sometimes the most interesting thing is seeing someone who doesn't seem to care about the performance at all. It's a reminder of how quickly the internet can take something ordinary and twist it into something extraordinary. How people project meaning onto actions that were never meant to mean anything. But while Selena's calm became its own kind of statement, Justin's week only seemed to grow heavier. Rehearsal clips surfaced, and it was impossible not to notice how strained he looked, how his voice faltered where it used to soar. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. And you could see in the way he moved determined, desperate, and just a little bit broken. Coachella isn't a place for half measures, and watching Justin push himself felt more worrying than inspiring. Fans who grew up with him recognized the difference. This wasn't the comeback energy they remembered. It was someone fighting against the weight of expectation, hoping effort alone could compensate for exhaustion. The strain was visible, the concern real. And then, almost as if in response to everything unraveling, came the news that Justin had brought in Benny Tarantini, Adele's legendary PR strategist. To most people, it looked like a simple team change. But for those paying attention, it felt like a signal flare. This wasn't about rebranding. It was about survival. Adele's team is known for stepping in when the chaos behind the scenes threatens to spill over. They build walls, set boundaries, and protect their artists from the storm. Bringing them in wasn't a move for attention. It was a bid for stability, a sign that the situation had reached a point where something had to change. Industry insiders joked about Justin needing more than a publicist. He needed a rescue team. And in a way, that's exactly what this move represented. It was a turning point, a moment that revealed just how much pressure had been simmering beneath the surface. While Justin's world spun in chaotic circles, Selena's seemed to find its center. Benny Blanco's presence wasn't loud, wasn't performative, but it was constant. He didn't jump into headlines, didn't add to the noise, didn't chase attention. Instead, he brought a sense of calm, a protective steadiness that radiated through Selena's recent appearances. She looked more grounded, more secure, more herself. There's a difference between someone who adds to your chaos and someone who shields you from it. And that difference was palpable. Benny's influence wasn't about grand gestures. It was about creating a safe space, a quiet kind of support that allowed Selena to be at ease in a world eager for drama. That kind of peace isn't easy to find. And it showed in the way she moved, spoke, and carried herself. It was the kind of subtle shift you notice only when you're really paying attention. The kind that speaks louder than any headline. Looking back at how these stories unfolded, it's clear that the real drama wasn't in the loud moments, but in the spaces between them. It was in Justin's tired voice, in Hailey's composed silence, in Selena's unbothered lunch, in Benny's unwavering support. Each detail told a piece of a larger story. A story about pressure, about the cause of fame, about what happens when the world expects you keep performing even when you're running on empty. It's easy to get caught up in the headlines, the rumors, the endless speculation. But if you look closer, what stands out of the small moment of honesty, the flashes of real emotion that slip through when people think no one is watching? Maybe that's what keeps us coming back. What makes these stories so captivating? It's not the scandals or the gossip. It's the search for something real in a world built on appearances. Before you click away, there's one question that lingers. A question that cuts through all the noise. When Justin skipped Hailey's birthday, when he chose to be everywhere but at her side, what does that really say about where things stand? Maybe the answer isn't as dramatic as the internet wants it to be. Maybe it's just another sign that sometimes the loudest moments are the ones nobody talks about. And maybe, just maybe, the most interesting stories are the ones that unfold quietly in the spaces where nobody is looking.